The top stories celebrating Lucy's 50th anniversary, dubbed vital in bringing scientific discourses of the field back to their origins. And the Commercial Bank of Ethiopia poised to bolster foreign investment, striving for international competitiveness. This is EBC World. Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to the news and thank you for watching us. I'm Shfarao Lako. Now, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Ethiopia has received copies of credentials from the newly appointed ambassadors designate of Israel and the Netherlands to Ethiopia. Avraham Nuguse, ambassador designate of the State of Israel, and Marie-Christine Theodore Pieren, ambassador designate of the Netherlands to Ethiopia, presented their copies of credentials to the ministry in the early hours of this morning, according to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The new ambassadors presented copies of credentials to Malaku Badada, Director General of Protocol Affairs at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Ethiopia. It was disclosed. Moving on, a researcher of international relations and diplomacy, Dr. Alemayehu Arada, reiterated that the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam can offer impressive lessons for Africans. He added that despite many pressures encountered, Ethiopia during the construction of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam withstood the pressures and reached the final phase currently. The researcher recalled that Ethiopia has held a relentless various international negotiations to implement the country's national interests in a sustainable manner. He also mentioned that among the reasons behind making these negotiations challenging were some negotiators on one other side were raising unsubstantial and baseless rumors that Ethiopia had started the project to harm the downstream countries. He also stated that these challenges came to pass, for Ethiopia was able to stand its ground with the truth and communicating to the world the country's national interest. The researcher further disclosed that Ethiopia, now being in the final phase of the construction of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, can offer an impressive lesson for other African countries that utilizing untapped resources across the continent in unison shouldn't be a challenge, rather an opportunity to harness its own potentials. Welcome back. Now, celebrating Lucy's 50th anniversary is said to be vital in bringing scientific discourses of the field back to their origins and to give first-hand experience for young scientists. This is according to Professor Zarasanay Alamsaged, a paleoanthropologist at the University of Chicago and known for discovering Salam, the earliest and most complete child in the history of paleontology. Approached by EBC's Addis Dialogue, the professor urged Africans to have a positive attitude toward their continent. Johannes van Touw brings us up to speed.
Professor Zarsannai Alamsagad is a paleontologist in the University of Chicago. He's known for many things, including discovering Salam, the earliest and most complete child discovered ever in the history of paleontology, coining the motto called Land of Origins, and founding the East African Association of Paleontology and Paleontology. During his time with EBC's Addis Dialogue program, Professor Zarsannai disclosed the reason behind the motto of Ethiopian tourism, the Land of Origins.
So the Land of Origins is the current motto of the Ethiopian tourism.
Yes.
And that's really introducing the country at the highest level. So before that, we had the 13 months of sunshine, which is great also, but I think had served its time when I started thinking about what would be the best representation given what the country offers. And when you really look at what the country offers, you have the origin of humanity, thanks to the discoveries made by many, including myself. You have the origin of Nile, the origin of coffee, the origin of civilization, and all of that together cannot be captured by the 13 months of sunshine, because there are also other countries that have sunshine.
Yes.
So my point was, what would be a good way to not only represent what the country offers, but really conveys the message, so it can serve as also attraction, not only to tourism, but really humanity. And when I combined the origin of humanity, the origin of coffee, the origin of the Nile, the origin of many diverse populations and people, I thought the Land of Origins would be the best term or the best motto to capture what the country offers.
Speaking about the importance of celebrating the 50th anniversary of the discovery of Lucy, the professor said it serves to bring back the scientific discourses where the discoveries were made and to give a first-hand experience for young scientists.
You know, so many discoveries are made in Kenya, in Tanzania, in Ethiopia, and across Africa. But when we do the scientific discussions, the scientific discourse, they happen in Paris, New York, or Tokyo.
Somewhere else outside
Yeah,
that
somewhere
continent.
south of Africa.
Yes.
So what we said, Emma is her name, Emma Mbua, and myself 20 years ago, you know, let's come up with an association which would force those scientists who come to make discoveries but hold their discussions outside of Africa, in Tokyo, Japan, and Paris, and New York. So they come to Nairobi, Dar es Salaam, Addis, so the scientific discourse can take place here, where the discoveries are made. And we've been very, very, very happy, because it was not only successful in terms of bringing the big giant scientist, you know, Johansen, the guy who discovered Lucy, was here.
Yes.
Not only are we bringing scientists to Africa, but we're giving the young Africans the opportunity to have a first-hand experience talking to those scientists, engaging with those scientists.
Regarding promoting African heritage in general and Ethiopia's tourism in particular, the professor has the following to say.
If we actually change the perception of ours, then it would take us a long way. For example, a Kenyan would know a lot about Paris, New York, and Tokyo, but he would not know much about Addis. And an Ethiopian would know a lot about the US, but would know less about Kenya, Uganda, and places in Africa.
Yes.
So really coming up with this positive attitude towards Africa by Africans themselves, positive attitude by the local scientists here towards their heritage is the starting point. So I would say, first, let's have positive attitude towards Africa as Africans, and ensure that when we communicate with others, we understand the commonality that we have with others, but also the unique things that we have.
Ethiopia is celebrating the 50th anniversary of the discovery of Lucy with different events.
And now in business, Ethiopian Embassy in India has received a prestigious award at the Indian Economic Trade Organization's IETO Business Impact Awards 2024 in recognition of the embassy's outstanding performance and cooperation to the economic ties between Ethiopia and India. On the occasion, Ambassador Buzunesh Masarat, Charge d'Affaires of the Embassy, and Asif Iqbal, IETO President, highlighted the tremendous spirit of cooperation between the Embassy and IETO. The two officials agreed to further collaborate on promoting Ethiopian business and investment opportunities. IETO business delegations visited Ethiopia in November 2023 and August 2024, it was indicated. And finally, the Deputy President of the Commercial Bank of Ethiopia, Haileyesus Bekkele, has articulated the bank's strategic initiatives to foster foreign investment and elevate its standing in the global financial arena. In recent years, the CBE has been meticulously crafting a roadmap to enhance its efficacy and competitiveness, anticipating the full implementation of the nation's macroeconomic policy overhaul. Shagama tells more on that from the Ethiopian News Agency.
The Commercial Bank of Ethiopia is now actively deploying measures designed to augment its international competitiveness and cultivate an environment conducive to foreign investment. In an exclusive interview with the Ethiopian News Agency, Deputy President of the Commercial Bank of Ethiopia, Haileyesus Bekkele, emphasized the bank's ongoing preparations to accommodate and nurture foreign investment in the sector, while simultaneously honing its competitive edge on the global stage. Haileyesus revealed that the past 3 years have been marked by extensive research-driven improvements, with the implementation phase now in full swing.
We have conducted comprehensive analysis of international banking practices, organizational structures, and technological processes. These studies aimed at metamorphosing the bank into a globally competitive entity are now being translated into action.
As Ethiopia's various sectors, including banking, open their doors to foreign investors, Haileyesus assured that the CBE has undertaken exhaustive preparations across infrastructure, human capital, and technological domains to align its services with international standards. The Deputy President underscored that beyond facilitating knowledge and technology transfer, the bank has strategically positioned itself to support incoming foreign investments by offering a diverse portfolio of investment opportunities.
The influx of foreign banks presents a golden opportunity for us. While we anticipate benefiting from their expertise and a technological prowess, we have also fortified our capabilities to adapt and thrive in this new landscape. In light of the ongoing macroeconomic reforms, we foresee a significant uptick in foreign investment. The bank stands ready not only to support these ventures, but to forge robust partnership with them.
It is to be recalled that the Commercial Bank of Ethiopia reported impressive financial results for the 2016 Ethiopian fiscal year, boasting total revenue of 135.4 billion birr.
Well, the viewers, you have been watching ABC World. Now a quick recap of the top stories. Celebrating Lucy's 50th anniversary, dubbed vital in bringing scientific discourses of the field back to their origins. And the Commercial Bank of Ethiopia poised to host foreign investment, striving for international competitiveness. Well, the viewers, with that, we come to the end of today's news. Thank you for watching us. Bye-bye.